Tell me the other big thing, obviously with the covered roof, we've seen the debacle at Millennium Stadium. Is the grass going to grow?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Instant.
The scientific information we've got, and again, we have got an awful lot of detail on this.
What's the surface on the roof?
The surface is called ETFE, which stands for ethyl tetrafluoroethylene.
Beautiful.
Well done.
He hasn't been drinking all day.
Not at all. And basically what happens is that from a scientific point of view, that filters somewhere between 15 to 25% or so of photosynthetic daylight. The indications we have that doesn't detrimentally affect the quality of the sports turf. The only downside, of course, is this hasn't been done in this type of environment anywhere else in the world. So we want to be 100% certain that it is going to work, and hence the reason why we've got a test rig which has been built and is being monitored at the moment. The real issue is to understand, we know that it's going to grow. The issue is, well, what are the maintenance issues that we have to deal with to ensure we sustain that good quality turf growth? And then what we need to do is understand, well, what's the difference between this thing having a roof and not having a roof? Because there are maintenance issues associated with sports stadiums. It's not just a question of because this roof we've got maintenance problems and management issues that we need to resolve. We need to know what the difference is. One of the early things that is a possibility, and this is very early, is it may reduce in the amount of fertilisers and such like that we might need to use on the grass.
Okay.
The other issue, of course, is it's not just a question of the amount of daylight that comes through. It's the shadowing effect that we get from the structure. Now, the advantage we have with our stadium is because we've got a lower north stand compared to a higher south stand, we're actually allowing a lot more daylight. Okay, it might be filtered through the ETFE, but we're adding a lot more daylight onto that playing surface than other comparable stadiums. Examples like Millennium Stadium, which we mentioned, they have very high structures, so a lot of the pitch is in permanent shade for much of the year. So that's the sort of issues that we've actually overcome in the design. So we're very, very confident that this is going to work. The scientific evidence says yes, it will work. What we need to be certain of is what are the issues associated with any maintenance and management issues and ongoing costs to the stadium operation.
And just to add to Darren's words there, we know that it supports plant growth because the Millennium Dome in Cornwall in the UK, which I think was opened about just before 2000, is nothing other than a plant house, and that's what it's made of.
Right.
So
and everything grows there, the biodome.
That's right,
yeah,
the biodome. So we've got no real concerns about that. However, like everything else we've been dealing with, we want to conduct even more tests because it's important that we get everything right. Such a large project, it's important to get everything right. So as Darren said, we're running tests down here, even though we know that it works, and we're adding to some of the specialist indications, with scientific indications we want to get in our tests down here. So we're really being extremely thorough.